She poisoned the cake. The maid smashed the billionaire's fiancée's face into it to expose her. The whole room went silent when Maria grabbed the cake with both hands and pushed it straight into Vanessa's face. 200 guests froze. Champagne glasses stopped in midair. Nobody screamed. Nobody moved. A maid does not touch a billionaire's fiancé. Not on her wedding day. Not in front of everyone. But Maria was not shaking. She was smiling. And she looked straight at Richard Hale and said one sentence that changed everything. But nobody was ready for what happened next. Maria Lopez had worked in the Hale mansion in Charleston, South Carolina, for 11 years. She was 30 years old, quiet, careful, and always early. She started as a young girl fresh out of high school, and over time, she became the one person in that huge house who actually noticed things. She noticed when Mr. Hale forgot to eat lunch during a hard week. She noticed when his little daughter, Lily, cried alone in her room. Richard Hale was 45, a self-made billionaire who built his fortune in real estate. He trusted very few people. But he trusted Maria completely. When he got engaged to Vanessa Coleman, age 34, a woman he met at a charity gala, the whole staff was told to make the wedding perfect. Maria smiled and nodded like everyone else. But something about Vanessa's eyes never felt warm. Something about the way she looked at Lily felt cold. Maria couldn't explain it yet. But she felt it. Weeks before the wedding, small things started happening. Lily, only 7 years old, stopped eating dinner. She said her stomach hurt every time Vanessa was near the table. At first, everyone blamed nerves. New stepmother. New house rules. Big changes for a little girl. But Maria noticed something else. Vanessa always brought Lily a special treat before bed. A small pink cupcake. Only for Lily. Never for anyone else. One night, Maria found the cupcake untouched in the trash, and Lily crying quietly under her blanket. She said, "I have to eat it or she'll tell Daddy I'm being difficult," Lily whispered. Maria's hands went cold. She didn't say anything to Richard. Not yet. She needed proof. Something felt very wrong, and she was the only one paying attention. The wedding day arrived fast. Guests filled the Hale garden with white flowers and candlelight. Maria kept watching Vanessa from the corner of the kitchen. That morning, she saw Vanessa slip into the pantry alone, holding a small glass bottle. Maria's heart pounded. She followed quietly and saw Vanessa pour a few drops of something clear into a small bowl of frosting. The same frosting meant for the small family cutting cake, the one that would be shared first with Lily, as a sweet tradition Richard had insisted on. Maria's mind raced. Maybe it was flavoring. Maybe it was nothing. But Lily's stomach pains. The hidden cupcakes. The secrecy. It all connected in one terrifying second. Maria grabbed a sample spoon and quietly scraped a bit of that frosting into a napkin, hiding it in her apron. She had almost no time left. The ceremony was starting. And somewhere outside, Lily was already being called to the front, smiling, unaware, ready to take the first bite. Maria ran. She reached the garden just as the cake was being wheeled toward Lily. Richard stood beside Vanessa, glowing with pride, completely unaware. Maria didn't think. She grabbed the cake with both hands and pushed it into Vanessa's face before anyone could stop her. Gasps filled the garden. "Maria! What are you doing?" Richard shouted. Maria wiped her hands and said clearly, "She poisoned the cake. Test it. Please. For Lily." Silence fell over 200 guests. Vanessa's face turned pale under the frosting. "That's insane," she said, but her voice cracked. Richard's eyes moved from Maria's shaking hands to his daughter's frightened face to Vanessa's frozen expression. Something in his chest broke. He remembered Lily's stomach aches. Her nightmares. Her fear of dessert. A doctor friend among the guests offered to test the sample immediately. 10 long minutes passed. Then he returned, holding the results. "There's a sedative in this frosting. A strong one. Not deadly for an adult, but for a child this size, it could have stopped her breathing. The garden erupted into shocked whispers. Vanessa tried to run. Security stopped her at the gate. Richard fell to his knees in front of Lily and held her so tight she almost couldn't breathe. "I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry I didn't see it," he whispered. Lily hugged him back and said, "It's okay, Daddy. Maria saw it." Everyone turned to look at Maria, standing quietly by the ruined cake table, frosting still on her hands. Richard walked over to her, guests watching in complete silence. 11 years, he said, his voice breaking, and I never once thanked you the way I should have. Maria shook her head. I just did what any person would do. No, Richard said. You did what someone who truly loves this family would do. A month later, the wedding never happened again, but a new kind of family did. Richard promoted Maria to head of household staff, gave her a home near the estate, and made sure she never had to worry about money again. But more than that, every night, Lily asked for Maria to tuck her in. Not out of duty, out of love. And every year on that same date, the Hale family bakes a simple vanilla cake together, safe, sweet, and shared by everyone at the table. Because sometimes, the smallest voice, and the bravest hands, change the biggest heart. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who still believes kindness can change the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below.